Hi everybody and welcome back to Apple Cottage. This is Sandy and I am Suburban Homesteader, Wyoming. Joe and I are going to pick grapes today off of our grape arbor so that we can use them in the steam juicer. So we are going to see, we'll be cutting all those clusters. Joe, if you put your hand right next to the cluster so they can kind of see the size of those. And we are just going to go through the whole arbor and pick all the grapes today. So I'm going to use these new trimmers that I got from one of our boys for my birthday. Thanks, Jordan. And they're extremely sharp. They're really made for bonsais, and so they'll be perfect for cutting those clusters. And so I got to reach in and see how that just snaps those right off. And we're going to just go all the way through the entire grapevine, cutting clusters as we go. Here's our big bowl of grapes that we picked today. There's a lot more clusters that aren't ready yet, but this is enough so that we can make some juice. This is our steam juicer. It has 4 different parts to it. And it's been down in the pantry all winter, and this summer, this is the first time I'm using it this summer. I want to just wash it up. You know, it has dust, you know. I just want to get it clean. So I have some hot soapy water, and I'm just going to wash this up real quick and show you the different parts of it. My new dishcloth from Stephanie, one of my subscribers, I got yesterday in the mail. Thanks again, Stephanie. I'm going to use that to wash everything up. Now, if you had a dishwasher, which I don't, as everybody knows, you could just put that in the dishwasher and wash it up. But hot soapy water does the trick. Now, after the lid, the next section is where you put the fruit. And it has, whew, I already had it in the soapy water. It has all these holes along the sides and along the bottom. And that is where we're going to store our fruit. Now the next 2 parts, one, we have a reservoir on the bottom where we just put water. But this is really where the magic happens. In the center, there's a cone shape with holes, and that's where the steam from the water comes up. And then it breaks the cellular walls on the fruit, and it comes out the holes in the strainer part, and it rests. All the juice comes down into this part. When it gets to a certain level, it'll actually come out of the hose. So I keep a clip on there. Now, when I first got this, there was a metal clip that came with it. And I have used this so many times, so often, for so many years, I eventually broke it. So I just have a paper clip on there, and I just bend it, where before it clipped on the actual plastic and it just stopped it. Because I want to be able to pour it out when I'm ready. I don't want it to just drain continuously. So I just keep that little clip on there. So I am going to wash this all up, and we're going to go over to the stove. So now we're at the stove, and I'm going to put my burner on high. I've filled the reservoir up with water. I'm going to dump my grapes in. And let's show you what the grapes look like in there. Okay? And I have 1/3 cup of sugar. And I am just going to sprinkle that around. That way I won't have to add any sugar when I go to can the juice. The grapes are not tart, but just a touch of sugar I think will help with when it becomes juice. We put the lid on, and then we are just going to let that water boil below. Oops, sorry. And I'll show you as the boiling process starts and as the juice starts to come out of the hose. The burner's heating up, And pretty soon we'll be able to see steam coming out of the lid. It took about 7 minutes before it started steaming. One of the nice things about a steam juicer is, of course, I take the leaves away and any damaged fruit, but I don't have to take the grapes off the stems, which saves so much time. If I'm doing processing elderberries, I don't have to take the all those little tiny berries off the stems. So it makes it much faster. Now if I'm doing apples or peaches or pears to get juice, to make jelly, or just regular juice or whatever I'm making, I do cut those fruits up just because they're bigger. But the small soft fruits, I don't cut up at all. Let's check the fruit on how it's doing. It's starting to break down, and I'll let it cook a little bit longer before I mash it some. I just use this wooden mallet to press. You could use a potato masher, anything you want like that. And it's just going to break more of those grapes out faster. Now, I don't have a lot of grapes in here today. My biggest harvest will be in September, those grapes. And I make a lot of jams or jellies and juice from that. But I wanted to show you how a steam juicer works. And I'm going to use this when with some choke cherries, with gooseberries, with black currants. Any of my soft fruits that I want to make some jams and jellies, I can use this. Now let's see if any of the juice has started to come through. I don't know how easy you can see down there, but there is juice dripping down into it. See how the fruit is just really, almost you could say, decomposed. You can see all the seeds, you can see the stems definitely. And I'm just going to leave the lid on for a little while, and I turn the burner off, and I'm just going to let it drain for a little bit. Well, we made about 3/4 of a quart, and it wasn't that many grapes that we had, so I'm real happy with that. And I'm not going to can this. I'm actually just going to let it cool a little bit, put it in the refrigerator, and then next week I'm going to make some jelly, grape jelly out of that. And I'll show you the process of making grape jelly. As always, like, subscribe, share with the world, and I hope you enjoyed using a steam juicer.